My name is Hollis Map. I perform around the world, and when I travel, I book with CaribJet.
Call CaribJet now. 100% Canadian, operating 10 years plus.
Telephone number 439-4444 in Grenada, or click caribjet.com. CaribJet, True Blue St. George's, the number one for travel.
The Diocese of St. George's in Grenada presents its 2022 series of Lenten Mission, March 21st to 25th, 7 p.m. nightly. This year's mission will be guided by the theme, "Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me," reflecting on the scripture, Matthew 25, 31 to 46. Mark your calendar. Monday, March 21st, Sacred Heart, Petite Martinique. Tuesday, March 22nd, St. Patrick's, Hillsborough, Carriacou. Wednesday, March 23rd, Christ the King, Grand Roy. Thursday, March 24th, Blessed Sacrament, Grand Anse. Culminating on Friday, March 25th, St. Martin de Porres, Roman Catholic Church, Crochet, St. Andrew. The 2022 Lenten Mission, March 21st to 25th. We look forward to journeying together. Streaming live on all Good News Catholic Communications platforms.
The Rotary Clubs in Grenada introduce the Good Neighbor Initiative, a program designed to assist individuals and families who require short-term assistance with electricity bill payment and the cost associated with rewiring of homes due to fires and natural disasters. Applicants will be able to receive bill payments of a maximum of $250 per household for 3 months. This initiative will benefit the elderly, families with children preparing for exit exams, and families with members who are temporarily unemployed or have reduced working hours as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. If you or someone you know is in need of help, please visit our website at www.goodneighborinitiative.org and connect with a recommender today. The Good Neighbor Initiative, helping individuals and families with short-term electricity bill payments and electrical wiring, one neighbor at a time.
Larry, I love the new home. Did you remember the tips we discussed?
As a matter of fact, they were very helpful. We always follow the manufacturer's guidelines, check for damaged cords, turn off electrical equipment before cleaning, and we never overload sockets.
And we always use a licensed electrician for electrical work and a certified technician for repairs.
Good. You've learned well. A home should always be safe for you and your children. So remember to have your electrician check your wiring every 5 years and keep cords and wires out of the reach of children.
We even added circuit interrupters in the bathroom and kitchen and any place where water and electricity are close.
Remember, children, never touch electrical cords and wires and never put objects into sockets. You taught me well, Mrs. Watts.
And you've taught your children well. There are some young men in my area I'm always cautioning about climbing trees and picking fruits near the power lines.
In fact, we just trimmed this tree to prevent the branches growing into the power lines, and we called Grenlec about the tree at the back. Those branches are already touching the power lines and it's not safe for us to remove them ourselves.
A new home, a wonderful family, and safe electricity habits? Some good ingredients to make beautiful memories.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Hello and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Tuesday, 22nd March 2022. In the headlines, distressed parents call on the relevant authorities to speed up investigation after their children were taken from their possession. Stakeholders discussed draft legislation of the decriminalization of marijuana. National Democratic Congress names 2 more candidates. And in sports, Grenada's senior women's national team to face Cayman Islands in the CONCACAF qualifiers. We have the details of these and more after the break.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes! The Grenlec app keeps you connected, anytime, anywhere. The Grenlec mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
The first segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening. With the news in detail, I am Troy Gill. A distressed mother has come to the media with claims of her children being removed from her possession by the Child Protection Authority, and no one has since informed her of their whereabouts. The mother, together with her partner, have made several attempts to get information from the relevant authorities on the whereabouts of their 2 children, all of which proved futile. The Concord family says the present situation is a disturbing one for them.
I saw my girlfriend number on the phone, so I called to her. When she picked up her phone and she swiped her receiver, I heard it bawling. And I heard the tongue up in the house. Blow, 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 blow. Blow, 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 blow. Open the door, open the door. And I said, well, what is going on? She said, I tried to come for our children. I said, I tried to come for our children. She said, she don't know, she said, when I see balling and I was really, I get so sick, I didn't even know what to do. Because I find that was very, 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 very short. But they could come here and open the door.
The father, a security officer by profession, says they were told by the authorities that the children will not return in their possession anytime soon, and this, he says, baffles him.
And the way when I come to her, she swear like this, when she was not me, the young baby, she say like one of the male, shove down the hand in her breast, pull up the baby, pull up the breast from the baby mouth, and they even kind of twist the hand to the leg of the baby, because she said she was the normal disease. That she did not want to be able to go now. So they end up pushing the hand grab the children, take, buy a bill of pampers for $85, put it before that. They take the pampers, they take the bill of pampers for the 1-year-old, she had a bag of some the clothes for the 1-year-old, they take that, and they just run away with it. And from this, is a set of problem is getting to have back with children.
The mother of the children acknowledges that she had a challenging past, but doesn't see it affecting her attempts to make ends meet for her children.
They would not give me back the children because they have my history and everything, and they get reports on me, and if I come there to see the child, they could bring the child, make arrangements for us to see the children, and if I come there and I start to give trouble, they will get the police to put me out and everything. And she just beating us around the bush and slowly going in circles and slowly going. I explained everything to her. I said, my past life have nothing to do with what is going on in my children right now, and to me, being a stable mom, seeing after my children. Because I say, my present situation is not my final destination. I say my past is my past. I try to make a difference in my life, and what I go through, I don't want my children to go through the same thing.
According to an official from the Child Protection Authority, they are aware of the situation and it is being investigated. Once the need arises, the authority will intervene to ensure children's safety, after which recommendations will be made to the relevant stakeholders involved. With matters dealt with on a case needs basis, the procedures followed in removing children from their home to an authorized place will vary from time to time. Our news team will continue to monitor this developing story. The Ministry of Agriculture hosted a consultation with members of the Rastafarian community and several other stakeholders to speak on the draft legislation for the decriminalization of marijuana. This consultation, according to the Rastafarians, is long overdue. However, they welcome the move, saying it is a step in the right direction. We have more in this Donella Hostin report.
Agriculture Senator Roderick St. Clair and General Secretary of the Trades Union Council, Bert Patterson, were among stakeholders present at the consultation held by the Ministry of Agriculture on the decriminalization of marijuana. Speaking to the media after the consultation was TUC's Bert Patterson, who noted that despite this not being their regular line of work, they do understand the need to participate, as it is a national matter.
We thought it necessary to participate. We brought to the discussion more the social aspect, some of the matters relating to the commercial aspect of it also, which does affect not only the persons who use, sell, but the nation as a whole, because we view it as a product that has great commercial value. In fact, compared to some other agricultural products in Grenada, it may be a bigger earner than them. The issue is where those earnings go and what follows those earnings.
Representing the Rastafari Organization for Centralization, ROC, was Michael Batiste. He said he had higher expectations, and he is calling on the government to be more specific as it relates to the process of decriminalization.
If we don't move quick enough, the market will leave us. The issue about decriminalization and all this issue on them, I feel it's irrelevant, because the marijuana is a plant, but the issue, they dragging the foot too much. So as we say within the next month or two that the government should be coming up with some a positive proposal that the Rasta man, especially the vanguard of this business, could go forward and start the process.
He says the time has long gone for the government to remove the dangerous tag that has been attached to marijuana over the years. Lauren St. Louis is the senior medical officer responsible for the development of the cannabis industry.
There were different varying opinions, and everybody has their point of view as to why certain things are important to them. So we've taken all of those things into consideration, so now a minister can bring the recommendations to Cabinet so that we can have the amendment of that bill really passed into law.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Houston.
Grenada's health minister says although they were unable to officially launch the new hemodialysis unit at the General Hospital on World Kidney Day, as promised, due to some minor difficulties, it will be launched soon and the cost of the treatment will be significantly reduced. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Hannah St. Paul, in a previous post-cabinet press briefing indicated that the dialysis treatment unit at the General Hospital has been completed and outfitted with 5 fully functional dialysis machines, including trained staff, and was carded to be commissioned on World Kidney Day. However, in an update from Health Minister Nicholas Steele, there was a minor setback. Speaking to MTV News on Tuesday, Steele indicated that given the sensitivity of the equipment, it was important for the unit to be fully operational to avoid a premature launch.
We are putting the system through its testing rigorously in coordination with our nephrology departments away and members of our diaspora who are assisting, and to make sure that there's quality of service from day one. So we missed the target ideal of launching, but I think it is more important for us to make sure that once we do launch, we launch with the best possible quality controls that are available.
He further highlighted some additional preparatory work that was needed to be done.
So we've had to adjust for water pressure to make sure that the water pressure is constant and consistent, water quality, and there are other aspects that they're pushing through. And once all boxes are ticked, we will commission the nephrology department.
The cost of dialysis has always been exorbitant. However, although he did not disclose the cost of treatment at the hospital, he said it will be significantly reduced and will be announced at the launch.
It is significantly less. The goal was to make sure that was our primary goal. Quality of service, but also a significant reduction in the cost. So the hospital will be releasing that at the launch. That information will be shared.
Steele said a new date has not yet been set for the official launch of the unit. In just 2 days, Grenada will be having the first cricket match with spectators since the onset of the COVID-19 virus. And according to Troy Garvey, head of the local organizing committee, they are optimistic about these matches as this is an opportunity to highlight and sell Grenada and its culture. Garvey says the Ministry of Tourism and the Grenada Tourism Authority must be commended for their commitment to ensuring that the visitors' experience is second to none.
Over the next few days, Grenadians will get to display their culture and talents as visitors from all over the world come in to enjoy the cricket test match against the West Indies and England, as well as to experience a taste of Grenada. Troy Garvey, head of the local organizing committee, LOC, says they are expected to get a holistic experience.
Thursday morning, first ball will be bowled once weather is permitting and all the cricket-related elements are in place and ready to go. The experience we give before the game and after the game is what is so crucial. And I'm also very happy to report that we've seen a number of initiatives. First time, a number of things that we will do better. And I think the holistic experience of hosting the game here will be second to none.
Garvey anticipates that with the lifting of the restrictions, this too will help to bring out even more people to engage with the visitors. Also chiming in was CEO of the Grenada Tourism Authority, Petra Roach, who explained that this opportunity is an impressive one that has been well thought through.
What it has given us is an amazing opportunity for us to put Grenada in a very uncluttered space. You know, if you look at the demographic of people who traditionally travel for cricket, they are generally speaking very well travelled. They tend to spend a lot in the country. We've got people like the Barmy Army supporters who come, and their main thing is about getting outside of the hotels and getting into the community and getting up close and personal through the local bars, etc. So we've got a phenomenal opportunity today.
Additionally, Roach noted that there's a large group of international media representatives who will be using their experience on island to sell Grenada to get even more visitors in the future.
Just wanted to put some context into the two journalists that we had before. Dean Wilson, for example, who is the senior correspondent with The Mirror. The Mirror has an audience of over 30 million readers who are on a monthly basis. So that means that we can take the story about Grenada far and wide. What we have done as the tourist office is put together a 2-day itinerary for them.
The English sporting club, the Barmy Army, and their following are already arriving, and the GTA has promised them an experience they will not forget, which goes beyond the cricket matches. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Houston.
Police will be making some amendments as it relates to the flow of traffic and the regulations for entering the cricket stadium from Thursday, 24th March 2022. Addressing the public during the weekly post-cabinet briefing was ASP Desmond Richards of the Community Relations Department, who explained the changes that will be made to ensure the day's events run smoothly. Once again is Donella Houston.
The Royal Grenada Police Force has collaborated with private security and other stakeholders to create a security plan for the upcoming test match to be held at the National Cricket Stadium. Head of the Community Relations Department, ASP Desmond Richards, says these rules are to keep everyone safe. He also stated the prohibitions.
Things like dangerous weapons, that's knives and those things, firearm, imitation firearms, knives and forks except they are plastic. We have fireworks, explosives, ancillary devices, flares, ammunition, baseball bats and the like, narcotics except his prescription.
The ASP also mentioned some of the restricted items.
We have some restricted items as well. Cool drinks in soft plastic containers. Of course, they are restricted, but we will allow some of it to come in based on when we examine it, what it look like. And non-alcoholic beverages, branded drinks and snacks, home-cooked food and drinks. You know, Grenadians like to cook the food and go to a cricket match. Me too. Water in soft, collapsible, non-branded bottles. Balls under controlled conditions. Prams and banners and flags under controlled conditions.
Among other restricted items are musical instruments, lunch boxes, umbrellas, and coolers no larger than 12 inches by 12 inches. He also went on to speak about the traffic changes and lock-offs.
All traffic entering the National Stadium will use Queen's Park Ring Road from its intersection with Cherry Hill and Mount Rush. Yeah. No vehicle traffic will be allowed to enter the National Stadium from the Green Bridge area. Also, vehicular traffic via the Humbug Bridge will be restricted to allow only VIP and dignitaries the no entry areas. Vehicle traffic will not be allowed to enter the following areas: Old Fort Road from its junction with Lucas Street. Also Cemetery Hill from its junction with Church Street. The Humbug Bridge from its junction with River Road, and the Ring Road from its junction with Mount Rush Public Road to the direction of the Humbug Bridge.
Vendors would only be allowed to sell on the seaside of the main public way along the Western Corridor. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Houston.
That's the first segment of news. More news after the break.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies vies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. Must be fully vaccinated to attend all matches and COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Welcome back. Donella Houston, a young Grenadian poet who has been in the creative writing industry for well over 15 years, has finally published her very first poetry book. The poetry book, dubbed Shackled Liberation, Houston says, is a compilation of poems that speaks about life and societal ills, including gender-based violence, racism, and rape. MTV attended the launch, and we have more in this report. It was an emotional day for MTV's own Donella Houston, who on Monday launched her very first poetry book dubbed Shackled Liberation. Teary-eyed and elated about her latest accomplishment, Houston shared with the audience the inspiration behind her work, saying that she writes based on life's observations.
The book speaks about life and things that happen in life, societal ills that we try not to speak about, but we need to speak about. You know, gender-based violence, child rape, love, everything, right? It's a small book, but it's packing a lot.
Ambassador Ali Gill, during his welcoming remarks at Houston's launch, stated how proud he was of the young lady. He said he knew her for many years and has always encouraged her to keep writing.
I have known Donella for many years as a poet, always encouraged her to do her poetry, publish some of her work, and I'm very happy, as I'm sure that we all are, that finally we can be here to celebrate with her this afternoon.
Also speaking at the launch was Dr. Wendy Crawford Daniel, who has known Houston since she was a student at St. George's University. She indicated that there has always been something that made Donella stand out, particularly her zeal for community outreach.
From day one, she came to St. George's University. And the first, I was her advisor, faculty advisor, her chair of the department, and her instructor for several social science courses, right? And Donella always stood out in her classes, and I knew that we had a gem from the first day I met her.
Dr. Crawford Daniel also made mention of the poetry shows and workshops Donella hosted over the years, saying that her enthusiasm was visible and still is. She officially welcomed Donella into the Published Authors Association of Grenada. The title sponsor for the event was the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited, represented by Roger Duncan and Francis St-Hilaire. According to Duncan, they were happy to be part of this journey with Donella and make her dream a reality.
So when Donella reached out to us, it was an exciting moment to see how we can help in whatever way. And what Donella is expressing here is, to some extent, an expression of our guidance philosophy since we have formed in 1932.
Students were given a tour of Grenada's lone landfill facility to get a better understanding of its operations and the measures it employs to protect underground water and the marine environment on the occasion of World Water Day. March 22nd is recognized globally as World Water Day, and as part of its observance, the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority hosted a walkthrough at the Perseverance landfill for students. According to Senior Communications Officer at the authority, Myrna Julian, the tour was primarily to introduce the students to the operations of the facility and their efforts to protect nearby water systems.
So today, the authority, we're joining a number of other institutions here in Grenada and throughout the world in observance of World Water Day to highlight the theme for this year, which is groundwater, making the invisible visible. During this construction phase of the landfill, what measures are being placed to monitor groundwater at the presence of this facility, how our operations can impact groundwater, the measures that we are putting in place to monitor the movement of leachate, that is liquid waste from the landfill, the treatment process to ensure that in the application of our monitoring system for testing, etc., that our operations here would not adversely affect our groundwater systems as well as the river which is present in this area.
Students from both secondary and primary schools along the Western Corridor were invited to participate.
So we specially targeted the schools on the western side of the island, just as a first form of public education. So we've invited all of the schools on the western side of the island. We expect them to come here every half hour, batches to come here every half hour, mainly the senior students from the primary school, and the secondary school students would be the science students doing science, etc.
Form 1 student of the St. George's Anglican High School, Kalisha Brooks, shared what she gleaned from the experience.
Well, I learned that in the old site, the old garbage dump, that it was causing some harm to the marine life over there. I'm not too sure what you call the name of it. And I was also surprised at the fact that they didn't catch it too soon, but they didn't also catch it too late. And I was also fascinated by they actually weighed the trucks, because I thought they just used to go to the landfill, dump their garbage, and go their way.
Grade 6 student of the Concord Government School is Annika Langdon.
You have a weight with vehicles, like the garbage trucks go on to weight how much garbage and the weight of the truck, and you have a monitor there and a scale.
Julian indicated that research has shown that there is minimal quantities of groundwater near the landfill. However, they will continue to monitor on a regular basis. Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism attended the 6th sitting of the OECS Assembly on Friday in Antigua and Barbuda. The assembly was convened under the theme, The Shift, embracing new platforms and innovative models for leadership in sustainability. Nikita Hosten has the details.
Prime Ministers and Ministers from OECS countries, including Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and Minister for Tourism Clarice Modeste-Cowan, attended the 6th sitting, the first face-to-face OECS gathering in over 2 years. The OECS Assembly is a deliberative forum that brings together both government and opposition members of the parliaments and legislatures of the 11 OECS member states to consider and seek common solutions to issues that affect the OECS region. Prime Minister Mitchell, who is also chairman of the OECS Authority, addressed the summit.
Madam Speaker and members of the OECS Assembly, what brought us to the pinnacle of celebration is that the same thing that has taken us past the peak of the crisis. Simply put, it is the courage of leadership. As Martin Luther King Jr. observed, and I quote, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in the moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy," unquote. Madam Speaker, I embrace and applaud the theme for this 6th sitting of the Assembly, embracing new platforms and innovative models for leadership and sustainability.
Also speaking at the summit was Gaston Brong, Prime Minister of Antigua.
I believe that the OECS Assembly is a live wire of connectivity to the people of our region, where we can all hear our heads of government and other delegates. We are all charged with important public responsibilities in our own member states. We debate the important issues of the day that affect our lives.
The OECS, comprising island states, is susceptible to climate change events. Minister for Tourism and Civil Aviation is Clarice Modeste-Cowan. She spoke of the issue and consequences of climate change in the region.
From the most recent IPCC report, indeed, the people of our region can all too well validate these findings. Through our experiences of climate change-induced destruction and displacement, loss of biodiversity and ecosystems, and increasing threats to flood and water security, coupled with energy.
Nikita Hosten, MTV News.
The National Democratic Congress has added 2 new candidates to its team as the party prepares to contest Grenada's next general election. Nikita Hostin has more.
The new addition is Andy Williams, candidate for the South St. George constituency, and Lennox Andrew, candidate for St. Andrews South West. The 2 individuals have completed a series of transparent screenings according to the PRO of the National Democratic Congress, Orlando Romaine, and make up a total of 9 candidates. In an interview with MTV News, he elaborates on the candidates and the process for the selection.
So the candidates would have gone through a process of screening. We had a screening selection committee who comprised of persons from outside the party and within the party. Once that process was done, as the Constitution stipulates, the information would have been provided to the constituency branches for their approval and then further to the NEC for their approval. So the results you're seeing here today is from a long process of screening and approval, and we are happy to announce those 2 candidates.
Romaine spoke of the background of the 2 new candidates selected.
Mr. Williams is a well-known business owner and entrepreneur. He's a philanthropist and an active community member, and has done a numerous amount of community initiatives throughout his constituency. So he comes on board with a wealth of experience and knowledge, and we believe he's the right person for the South to move the lives of the people in the South forward. Mr. Lennox Andrew is no stranger to many Grenadians. He is an economist and an educator by profession. He would have worked in various capacities, both locally and regionally. He was the acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. He was the manager of both the River Sally Credit Union and the Communal Credit Union.
According to Romaine, they believe they are putting together the right team and are ready for the 2023 general elections.
So we believe the NDC is now at a place where we are getting closer to our final suite of candidates, which is 15. We're excited. We believe we are building the right team to take this country forward. And from the feedback we are getting, Grenadians seem to be very happy and satisfied with the team we've put forward so far. We can expect to see some additional announcements in coming days or weeks as we get ready for the 2022-2023 general elections.
Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
Parliamentary Representative for St. Andrews South West, Yolan Bain Horsford, recently hosted the elderly in her constituency as part of her frequent engagements with them where they are taken out or attend activities at the Golden Years Centre for the Elderly in Granborough. The Golden Years Centre first started its operations in November 2013. The centre is essentially a recreational facility for the men and women of the constituency who have ended their years of useful service to the country.
What happens there, we take all the elderly people from the community who are alone at home alone, and we take them to the centre in Granborough. We call it the Golden Years Centre. And we have sessions with them, you know, they have spiritual upliftment, they play games, they sing, they eat, they music, and they go out and little outings and things of that sort. So we are here today. Some of them died, so we are very sad about it, but they all were excited to come out today because they were inside since the lockdown.
There are roughly 48 seniors at the centre. 2 retired nurses, 1 supervisor, 2 cooks who take care of these seniors while they are at the centre. The objectives of the Golden Years Centre are to enhance social living by interacting with other senior citizens, to encourage healthier habits through proper nutrition and exercise, to provide therapeutic activities that will continue to stimulate the mind and the body of these senior citizens, and to provide counseling and other supportive services as deemed necessary. Retired nurses Christine Rodney Joseph and Rosaline Alexis, together with Maddie Marshall, senior at the Golden Years Centre, are all in high praise of the initiative.
When they just started, some of them was like introvert. They didn't speak a lot, express themselves a lot, but by communicating and with each other and sharing experience as they participate in the different activities, we noticed that they became more vocal in speech and so on, and even their talent. And you ask how important it is for me as a person. I enjoy working with the seniors.
I am so happy, and I had to say it was a blessed day when Miss Harsford really decided to open this center for elderly people. You know, sometimes I tell myself, I'm not old man, it's for old people. But I want to tell you that it is just for me, for anybody. It is not just for the old people. Because I am happy to be there. Sometimes you're home, you're lonely, you're doing nothing. But you just go and you sit down and you learn to do something. Because I learned to do many different things in the community center. Thanks to Ms. Bain opening that center.
I see the need of doing something for the elderly folks. So when we went there, the two of us, two nurses, we on morning times, after we have our devotion and so, we check their blood sugar, their blood pressure. We advise them on the medication and how they should eat properly and so on. And after that, we give them a breakfast. We give them a breakfast, and then we do lots of arts and crafts. The men play domino, the ladies, you know, whatever. And we make sure that we make them happy. If any one of them, their blood sugar, their blood pressure is high, we refer them to the medical station in Granborough or to Princess Alice Hospital. So basically, that's what we do for them.
The Golden Years Center also observes some special days like birthdays, which are observed 3 times per year. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Bathway Beach outing, Golden Years fashion show and tea, Christmas dinner, just to name a few. This is where we end the second segment of news. Regional highlights are up next.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
For your financial freedom.
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Say hello to Grenada's hidden gem, Mandela Court, a Grenadian-owned luxury boutique hotel tucked away in Lansipine. Our fully equipped suites are now complemented by an international standard restaurant and conference room. So whether you're having a formal business event, quaint garden wedding, or just a relaxed dinner for 2, you can count on Mandela Court for that luxurious experience. Call today to book your viewing or reservation. We look forward to welcoming you.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Arizo is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
Time now for this evening's Regional Roundup.
Good evening. The Ministry of Education in Guyana has announced a full return to face-to-face learning in April. Gordon Mosley from Guyana News Source has the details.
The Ministry of Education has made a decision to fully reopen all public schools for face-to-face full-time learning from the 25th of April across the country. While most public schools have been reopened for months, many of the classes were still continuing virtually, and some classes were only held on specific days. Education Minister Priyamanik Chan today said that the reopening after the Easter holidays will be done in a staggering approach.
After the Easter holiday, there's a staggered reopening not to shock the system after this 2 years of closure. So within the first week, grades will be going out back at different dates. We'll announce that shortly. With the last grade being grade 7 and nursery the following week. Grade 7 in the primary, in secondary, and grades 1 and 2 in primary, and then nursery 1. We are trying to make sure our schools are equipped and ready for sanitizing and hand washing and toilets flushing and so on.
Schools in Guyana closed their doors in March of 2020 following the first set of cases of COVID-19. As the virus continued to spread across the country, schools remained closed to face-to-face learning. However, classes continued virtually. Last September, the ministry made a decision to begin the phased reopening of schools, but still left it up to the schools themselves to decide on the frequency of in-person classes. Today, the Minister of Education said that after 2 years, schools are now better prepared for face-to-face classes.
Thank you, Gordon. In Jamaica now, during his interactions with the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge, opposition leader Mark Golding intends to convey that many Jamaicans are seeking an apology for the role played by their family in slavery on the island. Prince William and his wife Catherine are scheduled to arrive in Jamaica for a 3-day visit as part of the celebrations to mark the Platinum Jubilee of the Queen and the 60th anniversary of Jamaica's independence from Britain. William is second in line to the British throne. According to the Gleaner, the parliamentary opposition believes that an apology would be an appropriate way for the British monarchy to begin the process of atonement. In more regional news this evening, reggae star Ja Kyo was convicted of attempted manslaughter and sentenced to 6 years in prison in the Netherlands. The Behind These Prison Walls singer was found not guilty of attempted murder by the court, which rejected his self-defense claim. Ja Kyo's legal team may choose to appeal the ruling in the Netherlands Court of Appeal. And finally, further afield, 4 people have been killed and several others wounded in an attack in southern Israel. Reports say 3 were stabbed to death outside the big shopping center in Beersheba, while a 4th was rammed by a vehicle driven by the assailant. The attacker was shot dead by a bus driver. Local media reports say the assailant was an Israeli Arab, though this has not been confirmed. It is the deadliest such attack in Israel for several years. And that's your regional roundup. I am Joseph McKee-Smith.
This is the MTV Evening News. More news after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
I've been a member of the Ariza Credit Union since 2016, and honestly, I joined to come out of poverty. What I love most about Ariza Credit Union is their support in helping us as members to save. I was in the credit union like a little under a month. The sewing machine that I had went bad, and I was in desperate need of, purchasing another. I simply went to speak to my loan officer. I wanted to know details of how to go forward. How do I become qualified to get a loan? And the next thing I knew, she said, how much money do you need? And at that time I needed $7.99. And she said, I'll loan you the money. And from there, I purchased the sewing machine. And this is the result. As a young person, we all have those little achievements in the back of our mind that seem so far-reaching. What Ariza encourages us to do is to save. I'm really happy, honestly.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are up next.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies flies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. Must be fully vaccinated to attend all matches, and COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
Spring water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Grenada's senior women's national team to face Cayman Islands in the CONCACAF qualifiers. That and more coming up in sports. Donella Hoston has this evening's sporting highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. Grenada's senior women's national team come up against the Cayman Islands on April 6th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium in the CONCACAF qualifiers, road to Australia and New Zealand. The head coach of the female football team at the Grenada Football Association is Jake Rennie.
For sure you will see a much better game than the two previous games. Our goal at this point in time is to start winning. We want to win. We want to start winning, especially we want to start at home. I must say, must want to say thanks to the staff. I think they've been doing a great job in terms of motivating these girls. We're trying to change the mentality to a winning mentality. I know the result we wanted before is not what we wanted, but we're trying to change that mentality to a winning mentality. So we are preparing very hard. We want to, and to be honest, we want to win that game coming up, and we're going hard. We do all our best to win this game. The preparation is going good. It's just a few injuries, with a couple injuries, but I think by this week everything's supposed to be okay. And to be honest, we're going all out to win this game. We can't afford to be losing like that. It's not nice.
Cricket West Indies men's selection panel has named an unchanged squad for the third and final Apex Test match against England. The match will be the series decider and will be played at the Grenada National Stadium from March 24th to 28th. The three-match Apex series is level 0-0 following a draw in the first Apex Test match at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua and the second Apex Test at Kingston Oval in Barbados, which ended on Sunday. Captain Craig Brathwaite was named the player of the match in the second Apex Test. He scored a marathon 160 in the first innings, his 10th century and first on home soil, and then 56 not out in the second innings on the final day. Lead selector, the Most Honourable Dr. Desmond Haynes, said they are very impressed with Craig Brathwaite, showing the fight in both innings and the way he led from the front with the bat. He also commended Jermaine Blackwood and the way he played in the first innings to get a century. For the first few years, the T20 style cricket has become popular around the world, but we are now seeing that Test cricket is coming back on the front burner. During Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, former West Indies cricketer and West Indies cricket manager Roy Lewis gave his view ahead of Thursday's Test match between West Indies and England.
The way that Test cricket has been played now, once you have the first 3 or 4 days completed, the fifth day is no different to a white ball game. You know, the excitement, because the crowd are really excited, similar to looking at a T20 match. I mean, there are a lot of persons who you know, the T20 guys are superstars. They play in the IPL and so on, other leagues around the world. Obviously, they are much more famous in the cricketing world. But in looking at both formats, all the different formats these days, I find, to me, the anxiety of waiting 5 days for a result, and you look at the Ashes and you look at some of the other series, is no different feeling for me looking on the outside, to be honest.
Pakistan women defeated West Indies women by 8 wickets in a rain-reduced match of their group stage encounter of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup at Sedon Park. In a match reduced to 20 overs per side, Pakistan won the toss and elected to bowl first. West Indies women posted 89 for 7 from 20 overs. Deandra Dottin top-scored with 27 off 35 deliveries, which included 5 fours. Stephanie Taylor was the next best with 18 off 31 balls. Afi Fletcher, 12 off 7, and Aliyah Aline, 9 off 16, shared in a 26-run partnership to remain not out at the end of the West Indies innings. Nida Jah was the pick of the Pakistan bowlers, finishing 4 for 10, followed by Omiyama Sohail with 1 for 12. Muniba Ali top-scored for Pakistan in their run chase with 37 off 43 deliveries, followed by Omiyama Sohail with 22 not out from 27 deliveries. Shakira Selman took 1 for 16, followed by Afi Fletcher with 1 for 23 in the West Indies bowling effort. And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Hoston.
That's the sports, the weather, and a recap of the headlines after the break.
MTV Weather is brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We've been down, but not out. It's been hard, but we've persevered together. We each have a role in Grenada's successful recovery, nourishing our families, guiding our children, caring for our communities, energizing our lives. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good evening, viewers, and back again with the nighttime weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams. Dry conditions return to the Eastern Caribbean today as that area of cloudiness over the northern islands moved away into the northern part of the Caribbean Sea. The Atlantic still some low-level patches of clouds, but strong upper-level winds are causing these to dissipate. The haze has also eased as most of it continues to move over the South American continent. It is dissipating slowly. Much further east, there still is some dense to moderate patches of that haze. The Eastern Caribbean continues to experience mostly clear conditions. A few patches again of those low-level clouds that we've seen at this time of the year. Most are laden with moisture, but as they approach the island, they are dissipating. We still can see some brief scattered showers over the next couple of days, however. Tonight's forecast is for generally fair conditions with a possibility at about a 30 to 40% chance of some few brief showers. The winds would be easterly between 5 and 15 miles per hour. The minimum will fall again to around 23. The moon is going to rise later tonight at 10:34 and set tomorrow morning at 10:19. Mostly fair conditions on Wednesday. We still have the 30% chance of one or two very brief crop-up showers. Easterly winds 14 to 24 miles per hour. Sea is still choppy, waves are subsiding a bit, 6 to 7 feet in open waters. The sun is going to rise at 6:09 and set at 6:17. In the afternoon, the max will climb to around 34 and feel like 39. Sunshine continues in Port of Spain, fair skies in Bridgetown. Just a little bit more clouds there, but they would also see lots of sunshine. Isolated showers in Kingston. Partly cloudy in Miami, New York, getting a bit cool again. Some afternoon showers and sunshine in New York. In London. Back here at home, the chance of showers remains at around 50% on Thursday and Friday, improving through the weekend. At that time, just about a 30% chance of showers. Fair conditions should begin to dominate from around Sunday onwards. That's it for Tuesday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Join me again right here on Wednesday.
MTV Weather was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Distressed parents call on the relevant authorities to speed up investigation after their children were taken from their possession. Stakeholders discuss draft legislation of the decriminalization of marijuana. National Democratic Congress names 2 more candidates. And in sports, Grenada's senior women's national team to face Cayman Islands in the CONCACAF qualifiers. On behalf of the news and production departments, I am Troy Gill. Thank you for watching. Good night.
you are winner. We are winners, winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. Welcome to the National Lotteries Authority's Daily Pick 3 evening draw for today, Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me this evening is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a fair and accountable manner. The game was with industry standards and in no way tampered with. This time, show tickets at hand. It's Daily Pick 3. It pays to play. Good luck. First number this evening is, check your tickets in the meantime. First number is 3, second number. Second number is also 3, third and final number. Final number is 7. Let's recap those numbers. Numbers on the screen. Check your tickets. First number is 3. The second, 3, third and final is 7. So that's 3, 3, and 7. Congratulations, all owners. Stay tuned, get a daily cash flow drop next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Daily Cash 4 evening draw for today, Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me again is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a fair and accountable manner. And the game goes with industry standards and in no way tampered with. This time, show tickets at hand. It's Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Let's find out what this evening's winning numbers will be. Good luck. First number this evening is, check your tickets in the meantime. First number is 6, second number. Second number is 5, third number. Third number is 2, fourth and final number. Final number is 9. Let's recap those numbers. Numbers on the screen. Check your tickets. First number is 6, the second, 5, third, 2, fourth and final is 9. So that's 6, 5, 2, and 9. Congratulations, all owners. Stay tuned, get your play drop next. We'll see you soon.
From 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies flies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. Must be fully vaccinated. vaccinated to attend all matches and COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windyscricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back everyone to another Play Evening Draw for today Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me once again is Ms. Giselle Alexander from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in a fair and accountable manner, and the game balls with industry standards and in a way stamped with. Let's play, value your dreams, win your way. Good luck. This evening's winning player number is, check your tickets. This evening's winning player number is 25. Let's recap the number, 2525. 25 represents dream symbol fire. Congratulations all the winners of this evening's player draw. Remember to play all the games of the National Lotteries Authority supports sports, culture, and the nation building. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies vies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. Must be fully vaccinated to attend all matches and COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windyscricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
The Diocese of St. George's in Grenada presents its 2022 series of Lenten Mission, March 21st to 25th, 7 p.m. nightly. This year's mission will be guided by the theme, "Whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me," reflecting on the scripture, Matthew 25, 31 to 46. Mark your calendar. Monday, March 21st, Sacred Heart, Petite Martinique. Tuesday, March 22nd, St. Patrick's, Hillsborough, Carriacou. Wednesday, March 23rd, Christ the King, Grand Roy. Thursday, March 24th, Blessed Sacrament, Grand Anse. Culminating on Friday, March 25th, St. Martin de Porres, Roman Catholic Church, Crochoux, St. Andrew. The 2022 Lenten Mission, March 21st to 25th. We look forward to journeying together. Streaming live on all Good News Catholic Communications platforms.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Terence Augustus Nicholas, also known as Police, of Molyneux St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 8th March 2022, at the age of 54. He was the husband of Althea Nicholas, father of Jen, Desmond in the USA, Chantel, Teresha, Kimberly, Tyrese, and Zayan. Grandfather of 11 including Jaheim, Tishon, Shanique, Keyshawn, Shaheem, Lyndon Jr., Simone, Trishon, and Janique. Brother of Kenneth and Karen in the USA, Martin also known as Charlie, and Nola in Grenada. Brother-in-law of Septimus Williams, Sarah, and Adrian Nicholas. Father-in-law of Kellen Mark, Wendell, and Richardson. Nephew of Sandy Nicholas. Uncle of Keith, Kester, Kenrick, Kellon, Maura and Savannah in the USA, Salisha and Sherwin in Grenada. Many other close relatives and friends including the Nicholas, Harris, Modeste and Sylvester families of Molyneux and surrounding areas, the Smith family of St. Paul's, the Sylvester family of Willis, Rhonda, Jeffrey, Sharon Amede, Raymond Hambone Harris, the boys by Tonty May's shop, the staff of Amalgamated and Western Union, and friends and neighbors of Molyneux and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Terence Augustus Nicholas, also known as Police, of Molyneux St. George, will take place on Wednesday, 23rd March. Funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill, St. George's, according to Roman Catholic rites, and interment will be at the St. George's Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Thomas Tompkin, also known as Tomo, of Vincent St. David, who resided at Grandon's house in Scheme St. George, passed away on Wednesday, 2nd March 2022, at the age of 78. He was the husband of Bernadette Tompkin, also known as Edris, father of Gleno James in the USA, Raymond Paul, Judy Ann, and Marlon Tompkin, also known as Sosa in Grenada, grandfather of Kelvin and Kyle James in the USA, father-in-law of Winston James in the USA, brother of Yolande, Kenroy, Denise, Francis, Francesca, Edwin, Marilyn, and Rachel in the UK, step-brother of Paul de Gans in Trinidad, in-laws including Osford and Joseph Jones, Cuthbert, Roy Noel, Edward Williams, Joy Mason, and Scylla Tompkin and Egbert Joseph, nephew of Joseph Tompkin, uncle of many including Angela, Jalessa, Sheree, Nathan, Kayesha, Darrell, Carl, Benjamin, Natasha, Andy, Joan, and Haran Gibbs. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including Constance, St. Joe and Martin Tompkin, the Brazan family, Patricia Steele and family, Terry Phillip and family, Pastor Ashley Church, Merlin Smith, Ruth Manwaran and family, Lauren Salim, Pauline Waldron, Shambe, Leroy George, Algie MacDonald, Roxanne Julian, and neighbors and friends of Vincent's and Grandon's house in Skene. The funeral of the late Thomas Tompkin, also known as Tomo, of Vincent St. David, who resided at Grandon's house in Scheme St. George, will take place on Wednesday, 23rd March at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grandon's RC Church, and interment will be at the Grandon Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes.
Eric Thomas, also known as Ten and Hagley of Paraclete St. Andrew, a past employee of the Maribo Agriculture Station, passed away on Saturday, 5th March at the age of 76. He was the husband of Laura Thomas, father of Earl, Nicole, Keezy, Jacqueline, Margaret Ann, and Debbie, grandfather of many including Kareem, Karina, Blade, Hazel, Jamie, Jaden, Zanil, and Duazi, grandfather of Che and Kalim, uncle of many in the UK, USA, and Trinidad including Glidon, Erlis, Phyllis, Valerie, Cheryl, Margot, and Stanley Thomas, Desmond, and Tellis. Father-in-law of 621 Jerome Buddy, Phyllis Alexander, Esmond Lewis. Brother-in-law of Don, Derek, and Dennis McIntosh. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Bertilda Greenwich, Bamila, Valley Gordon, Mr. Mitchell in Maribor, Gloria McIntyre, the Thomas, Gordon and Forrester families of Paraclete, families of Bylands and Blazer, past and present employees of Maribor Propagation Station, friends and neighbors in the USA, UK, Trinidad, Paraclete, Maribor and surrounding areas. The funeral service of the late Eric Thomas, also known as Ten and Hagley, of Paraclete St. Andrew, past employee of Maribor Agricultural Station, will take place on Wednesday, 23rd March at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Michael's Anglican Church, Paraclete St. Andrew, and interment at the Mount Horn Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Lester John Praddy Sam, also known as Punka of Cornet's Walk, Guav St. John, who resided at Brizan, St. George, passed away on Monday, 28 September at the age of 72. He was the husband of Agatha, also known as Stella, father of Claire Sylvester, also known as Ansi, and Candice Drakes, both in the USA. Stepfather of Clyde Campbell, also known as Sam, adopted father of Rudolph Superville. Grandfather of 12 including Corey, Crystal, AJ, and Josiah. Brother of Elin, Enes Sam, and Mystica Lewis in the UK. Lillian Ferguson in Grenada. Many cousins, other relatives and friends. A memorial service of the late Lester John Praddy Sam, also known as Punka, of Cornet's Walk, Guav St. John, who resided at Brizan St. George, will take place on Wednesday, 23rd March at 1:30 p.m. at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Church Street, St. George, and entombment of the ashes will be held at the St. George's Center Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Barnabas Andrews, also known as Roger Andrews of Windsor Forest, St. David, passed away on Monday, 28 February 2022, at the age of 59. He was the father of Karen and Rena McSween, Kimon and Clinton McNeil, Anaya, Anika, Destiny and Latoya. Son of Magdalene Andrews, also known as Tanti Kathleen, and Ted Joseph. Stepson of Emily Joseph. Brother of Matthew, Derek, Gayleen and Andy Andrews, Kathy Ann and June Jones, Damien, Delon and Natasha Joseph, Andrea and Carrie. Nephew of Nita Joseph, Margaret, Hermione, Basil, Godfrey and Matthew Andrews. Uncle of many including Jared, Ryan, Melvin, Joshua, Tamika, Shondi, Raymond and Marlon. Father-in-law of Carmel McNeil. Brother-in-law of Beverly Thomas and Dolores Andrews. Many cousins, other relatives and friends in Grenada, Canada, the USA and Trinidad, including Claudia Whiteman and family, the Louison family, Pamela Bushell and family, June and family, Nelsia Thompson, the Joseph, Paul, and Twine and Mitchell families of Windsor Forest, Rudolph, Bruno, Anthony and Paul Telesford, the staff of Customs and Excise, the pastor and congregation of Prayers of Faith Sanctuary, and friends and neighbors of Windsor Forest and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Barnabas Andrews, also known as Roger Andrews of Windsor Forest, St. David, will take place on Thursday, 24th March at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Prayers of Faith Sanctuary, Windsor Forest, St. David, and interment will be at the Windsor Forest Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. George Anthony Richard Manise of Berbice, Guyana, a resident of Grenada since 1962. Mr. Manise passed away at his home on Saturday, March 19, 2022, at the age of 80. He was the former chairman and managing director of George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. He is survived by his wife, Nuala Manise, 3 children, Luana Boyack, Richard Manise Jr., and Anya Chow Chang. Grandchildren Christian, Graham, Lindsay, Ryan, Haley, and Sienna. Many other friends, relatives, and loved ones mourn his passing, including the board of directors, the management and staff of George F. Huggins. The funeral service for the late George Anthony Richard Manise of Berbice, Guyana, will take place on Monday 28th March at 1:30 p.m. at the Blessed Sacrament RC Church, Grand Anse. In lieu of flowers, a collection will be taken for the benefit of the diocese and the missionaries of charity in Grenada. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Sir Chirin Francis of Tobago, who resided at Boca St. George, passed away on Tuesday 15th March 2022 at the age of 76. She was the wife of Cyril Francis, mother of Owen Francis, grandmother of Alexis, Ariel, Asia, and Isaiah, aunt of Emily Walter, grand-aunt of Saturina, Sheshael, Gabriel, Israel, Joshua, and Adina, stepmother of Isis Francis Brown, and Wendell Ramsden and their families, stepsister of Prunella Chance. Other relatives and friends including the Peters family, Irma, Anne, Shirley, Jenny, and friends and neighbors of Boca and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Sir Chirin Francis of Tobago, who resided at Boca St. George, will take place on Tuesday 29th March at 9 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill, St. George's, according to Seventh-day Adventist rites, followed by cremation. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Edward Mordred Roberts, also known as E.M. Roberts of Belmont St. George, died on Saturday 19th March 2022 at the age of 86. The funeral arrangements for the late Edward Mordred Roberts, also known as E.M. Roberts of Belmont St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Teresa Cummings, also known as Carmen, of Beaulieu St. George, passed away on Saturday 19th March 2022 at the age of 81. The funeral arrangements for the late Teresa Cummings, also known as Carmen, of Beaulieu St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Mervyn McLawrence of Windward Carriacou died on Saturday 19th March 2022. The funeral arrangements for the late Mervyn McLawrence of Windward Carriacou will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Paul Joseph, also known as Preacher, of Cemetery Hill, St. George's, passed away on Thursday 17th March 2022 at the age of 73. The funeral arrangements for the late Paul Joseph, also known as Preacher, of Cemetery Hill, St. George's, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Agnes Barry, also known as Loyola, of La Fortune St. Patrick, who resided in the USA, passed away on Saturday 12th March 2022 in Canada at the age of 77. The funeral arrangements for the late Agnes Barry, also known as Loyola, of La Fortune St. Patrick, who resided in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Sebastian Francis Richardson, also known as Sibo, of Tivoli St. Andrew, passed away on Monday 14th March 2022 at the age of 62. The funeral arrangements for the late Sebastian Francis Richardson, also known as Sibo of Tivoli St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Anita Blackett, also known as Mama Nita, of Pedmotar St. David, passed away in Trinidad at the age of 89. The funeral arrangements for the late Anita Blackett, also known as Mama Nita of Pedmotar St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Sybil Matilda Roberts, also known as Mama and Pitty, of New Hampshire St. George, passed away on Sunday 13th March 2022 at the age of 81. The funeral arrangements for the late Sybil Matilda Roberts, also known as Mama and Pitty, of New Hampshire St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Teresa Smith, also known as Farm O, of Carrier, who resided at Telescope St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, 17th March 2022, at the age of 84. The funeral arrangements for the late Teresa Smith, also known as Farm O, of Carrier, who resided at Telescope St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
George Ferguson of Shantimel St. Patrick died on Sunday, 13th March, at the age of 73. The funeral arrangements of the late George Ferguson will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Lloyd Edric Chetram, also known as Babu or Caesar, of Brothers St. John, passed away on Friday, 11th March 2022, at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late Lloyd Edric Chetram, also known as Babu or Caesar, of Brothers St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Ian Redhead, also known as Flyers of Hillsborough Street, who resided at Melville Street and Archibald Avenue, St. George's, passed away on Friday, 11th March, at the age of 63. The funeral arrangements of the late Ian Redhead will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Matthew Nelista Grant of Riversally St. Patrick, who resided at Lapotree St. Andrew and at Beaulieu St. George, passed away on Thursday, March 10th, 2022, at the age of 70. The funeral arrangements for the late Matthew Nelista Grant of Riversally St. Patrick, who resided at Lapotree St. Andrew and at Beaulieu St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Monica Cynthia Knight Martin, affectionately known as Monix, of Montmort St. George, passed away on Sunday, 6th March 2022, at the age of 87. The funeral arrangements for the late Monica Cynthia Knight Martin, affectionately known as Monix of Montmort St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Veronica Horsford, née Bascom, of Retreat St. David, who resided in the USA, passed away on Tuesday, 8th March 2022, at the age of 94. The funeral arrangements for the late Veronica Horsford, née Bascom, of Retreat St. David, who resided in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Joseph Peterson of Shantimel St. Patrick, who resided in the United Kingdom, passed away on Friday, 25th February in the UK at the age of 87. The funeral arrangements of the late Joseph Peterson of Shantimel St. Patrick, who resided in the United Kingdom, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Cyprian Batiste, also known as Sippo and Dread, of Pedmotar St. David, passed away on Thursday, March 3rd, 2022, at the age of 62. The funeral arrangements for the late Cyprian Batiste, also known as Sippo and Dread, of Pedmotar St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Monica Cador, née Langine, of Concord St. John, passed away on Saturday, 5th March 2022, at the age of 91. The funeral arrangements for the late Monica Cador, née Langine, of Concord St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Velma Ada Murray, of Monkridge St. Patrick, who resided at Grenville Street, St. George's, passed away on Friday, 4th March 2022, at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late Velma Ada Murray of Mountrich St. Patrick, who resided at Grenville Street, St. George's, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. In loving memory of Clev Matthew Barry Sylvester, also known as Big Tigger, of New Hampshire St. George, who died on 25th March 2021 at the age of 35, left to mourn his father, Eric Alexander, mother, Cecilia Alexander, children Matthew and Javonte, siblings Claire, Pearl, Emmeline, Kitana, Jeffrey, Jayon, and Frederick, nieces and nephews Kristen, Onika, Jamal, Tyrrell, Ryan, Nathan, and Kristen, aunts and uncles too numerous to mention, close friend Berylon Ross, cousins, the boys on the block, and friends and neighbors of New Hampshire and surrounding areas. An eternal memory until we meet again. Those special memories of you will always bring a smile. If only we could have you back for just a little while. Then we could sit and talk again just like we used to do. You always meant so very much, and always will do too. The fact that you're no longer here will always cause us pain, but you're forever in our hearts until we meet again. Funeral arrangements were entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.